This is a show that looks at the contemporary artist Jenny Holzer and over 40 years of her practice, beginning in the 1970s all the way to today. And what's really incredible about Jenny Holzer and her art is that she uses the power of words to communicate about issues in society, politics, the ways in which abuse of power works its way through different parts of our everyday living. And she makes artwork that uses language as her medium. So Jenny's been working in text-based series since the 1970s. One of her most famous series is called The Truisms, and you'll see some of those texts flowing behind me in this incredible LED installation that we have circulating up all 6 ramps of the Guggenheim's rotunda. And these texts say things like, torture is barbaric, abuse of power comes as no surprise. These might be statements that seem very neutral or very, unneutral, not neutral. But what's incredible about these works is that they get us thinking, and we're bringing our own beliefs to these pieces and these texts. What I find really fascinating about Jenny Holzer's work and her text-based practice is that she's not creating an image for us. She's just giving us the words. And so as a viewer, when you're reading or looking, because in some cases you don't even read, or just looking at the words, you start to formulate your own ideas and your own picture in your mind of what they actually represent. And that can run the full gamut from being a new mother and taking care of a child, to imagining a war-torn country and what's happening to children in those places. And so that's really the power of Jenny's practice, is she's giving us the generous gift of not telling us what these texts are about, and instead inviting us to make our own assumptions and bring our own ideas to the practice.
I really enjoy the idea of immersing ourselves here in this auditorium type setting and then trying to absorb the presentation.
It made me think about language as artifacts, because some of the sayings remind me of things my mom told me, or things that my grandparents had said. So it's like language as artifacts, these kind of sayings that come come to you?
I've had to think whether I was crying or whether it was involuntary, like drooling. That's going to get you thinking.
The circular nature of it makes me feel like sometimes when we use language, we have these thoughts that kind of swirl around. We talk about that, so it kind of fits that kind of narrative that we tell ourselves. My thoughts are swirling around, and I'm trying to figure out what to say because I'm getting kind of like different things. I haven't quite put it together.
I just like what each phrase means something, and you just build on it. So you read a phrase and then you start to think about it and what it means. And it's great.
The other thing is the fragmentation of it, which makes me feel like it's maybe a symptom of our society with phones and texting, that we don't do complete sentences. It makes me really want to read a lot more than I am so I can continue to have the memory of a long sentence. So, and ideas that are developed. So.
There are 2,200 LED panels with over 1 million LED lights in it, and originally there were only 500 LED panels. So, and there was also one computer, and it ran with code, and now we have something like close to 300 media players that are creating this electronic sign, and it's running so smoothly and perfectly. It's an incredible feat, I have to say.
So Jenny Holzer is one of the most vital voices in contemporary art right now. And looking at the societal landscape that we're living in with conflict throughout the world, tumultuous political moment in the United States, we need artists like Jenny Holzer to share their vision, ask questions, and bring us together in public spaces to have a dialogue. And because Jenny's work invites reflection and the idea of bringing our own biases and beliefs to the artwork, we're able to have these conversations both together and also with ourselves about what these words mean and what the power of words are in the world that we're living in right now.